go. We are going to watch the continuation of the crazy OnlyFans guy that spent like $60,000 on this beautiful young lady. I don't know what the story is gonna be like, and Charlie is saying that it was all fake. So you know what? We're going to experience it together. So, okay, let's go.
We've all been duped, bamboozled, Smeckledorfed. Not even a word, yet it accurately describes this situation. We have been lied to. Another example that no matter how convincing some things may appear on the internet, there's a very good chance it's somehow fake.
How?
This whole
how did they create all of
Ruby
that?
Rose and the obsessed super fan who spent $60,000 on her OnlyFans in a month and then had all of his text messages leak with Ruby Rose that were just completely unhinged, just lunacy. Turns out all of it was a coordinated marketing effort from an agency that worked in collaboration with Ruby Rose as well as the man portraying Brandon.
You're joking!
It's not real. It was all a ruse.
There's no way!
And many of us, myself in a big way, fell for it hook, line, and sinker because, man, did they do a great job with it.
Nah, I didn't purchase none of her OnlyFans content.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was all a hoax?
I got in the situation where I just went and took a picture with Ruby Rose, right? Like,
Okay.
I got paid for it. I didn't know exactly what it was for. You know, I think it was like a promo thing or something or whatever the fuck it was, you know?
I did, in my last video covering this, say that there is a chance that it was all staged because it was so over the top that it may have been used to drive traffic to Ruby Rose's OnlyFans. I at least had an inkling of a suspicion that that was possible, but I really didn't think anyone would ever agree to play the role that this guy did, the obsessed stalker porn addict. And after watching the interview where he blows the lid off of this, it seems he just didn't know the magnitude of it. They kind of kept him in the dark. And he even did get a real fucking tattoo of Ruby Rose's face that is now permanently on the back of
It was real. It's a real tattoo!
his leg, which, I mean, that's wild dedication. That's method acting that you won't find many classically trained thespians willing to partake in. So they really found a unicorn here with this guy. What a fucking champion to go through with something like that for the sake of driving money to someone that's not him. Now, before fully diving into this complex
No, but wait, that makes no sense though. They kept him in the dark about the whole situation going like out into the public, but they made him tattoo her on his leg and also like put himself out there as this crazy porn addict fucker. But at the same time, he didn't give a shit about this. Like, there's no way he didn't get paid for this, right? He had to have gotten paid thousands of dollars to be able to, like, what? That is insane!
situation, I want to give a thanks to today's video sponsor.
Big thanks to ROG Ally for sponsoring this video. As a fan of ROG, it was a match made in heaven when they asked if I'd be willing to partner with them for their ROG Holiday Advent Calendar.
We love this one because, like, I tried to get the fucking, like, Steam console and you can't play Genshin or Stario on it. But you can on this thing. So, you know what? Pog you, RG. Thank you so much for the sponsor to Charlie, but we're going to skip it because I'm a scummy person.
Goes into his lore and how he got this role here and how everything kind of played out behind the scenes. So I'm just going to show you a couple of clips from that, as well as explain what made this so much more believable than other attempts at similar things in the past.
And I met up with her. I take this picture. Next day, I'm like the fucking OnlyFans top spender. I knew there was like some kind of thing where there was like had to do with the OnlyFans top spender shit, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So they made it look like I was her top spender, you know?
So he's saying that he was under the impression that he was just going to take this picture with Ruby Rose and they were going to use it for some kind of promo thing, and then he eventually found out that now all of a sudden he's the OnlyFans top spender and now he's famous for being a porn-addicted weirdo creep. My God. And he just didn't know exactly what he was getting into here. Now, something that's super...
but that makes no sense. Like, how did he not know how he was getting into even more after he had to fucking tattoo her face onto his leg? Wait, huh? No, no. That makes absolutely no sense.
Interesting is that even though this guy is coming forward and saying that this was all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, all a calculated marketing effort, there are still people that refuse to believe it. They're going so
I don't know.
deep. And I think
I'm gonna be
such a
fair. I don't
testament
know
to
if
the
this
current
is
landscape
fake.
of the internet, where even when the truth is being revealed, like fully, people just want to live in a fantasy. So what people have concocted here is that all of this is actually the marketing stunt. This guy really did spend 60 grand and more on Ruby Rose, and he's embarrassed and ashamed of it.
And
so
he's faking
lying.
it.
He's going on this press tour
There's
about
no
it
way.
in order to try and clear his name. He really did spend all that money. He's lying. He's just trying to cover up his shame with this fairy
no
tale.
way,
And I'm smart enough not to fall for it with my galaxy brain. And I find that just so fascinating.
So they
had an
didn't
idea
fill
they
you
were
in
gonna-
on this beforehand? They didn't
kinda
say,
get-
hey, we have this big idea. This is what we're going to
So
do.
the
We're going to
idea
fake
was
this thing.
like they were like, we're gonna
What?
use your. I mean, they kind of let me know that I was gonna be like this, like one of her like subscribers, I guess, on OnlyFans or something like that, right? I was like, okay, that sounds cool. You know, I didn't know it was gonna blow up to this big, huge story. You know, they said it was gonna be big, and then, you know, I was like, okay, cool. This is kind of cool. Whatever the fuck. I was like,
Okay,
when's
bro.
money gonna start coming in? You know, like I was like, I want some money out of this.
So they gave him just like the very
Well-
basic rundown without filling him in on exactly how everything was going to play out, and he was expecting to be paid for it, I guess, over time.
Well, yeah.
Through this
What
deal.
about the tattoo? What about
And
the
that
tattoo? What about the
clearly
tattoo?
was
That's what
never
I
in
want to
the
know.
Cards. He was literally used as like a whoopee cushion for the internet to
A
fart
whoopee
with, like just someone to dunk on and get Ruby Rose's name out there even more. Now, in my
Oh my
last video where I
gosh.
covered this, I said like, yes, it's possible, it could be fake, but what would be the gain? Why
Yeah.
would you fake this? Not only from his perspective, like why would you take this role, but from Ruby Rose's perspective, because I just can't imagine who sees this story
That's
and
going
is
to
like,
put her in a
oh,
bad
wow,
light, no?
this is inspiring. I need to donate money to
Yeah,
Ruby
what the
Rose.
fuck?
Like, I don't see how that works.
yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
how you take this marketing campaign and turn it into new OnlyFans subscribers for Ruby Rose. I guess it must work to some extent, otherwise they wouldn't do it, and I'm sure she's made a lot of money from it. But I just don't really get that thought process. Who watches this porn addict, obsessed stalker fan who doesn't stop sending the creepiest text messages
Yeah.
ChatGPT can cook up, and then they're like,
Like,
maybe.
no, but the funny thing is that just makes other quote unquote creepy fans like not be willing to do anything, to have anything to do with her. Because like if she shits on every single one of her quote unquote creepy fans, then why would you want to have anything to deal with this type of girl? You know, like you wouldn't want to send her money. You wouldn't want to help her out or like support her content if she's like shitting on you 24/7. Like that makes no sense.
Maybe I need to try. So then they start sending money to Ruby Rose's OnlyFans because of it. Like, I don't really
know.
get it. Which
It's
is why I
weird.
didn't think that it was super likely that this was fake. But it was, clearly.
But how are you
I don't
gonna
know,
get
bro.
paid for it? And you're saying that they didn't tell you beforehand that
They
this
just-
was going to be the storyline?
Well, I knew there was this OnlyFans and like the person's the top spender, but I didn't know the story was gonna come out to be bigger than what the story is now. You know, like where I'm like the obsessive guy who's in love with her and all
So the
this shit.
$60,000.
Wait, that's weird though. He keeps on changing his story. Like he was like, oh yeah, no, I didn't know anything about it aside from like me being her fan and like putting me with a picture on her. Oh yeah, I knew that it was gonna be part of her OnlyFans. Oh yeah, now I knew that it was gonna be the top spender. Like he keeps on changing his story. It's weird.
It's a real account, but it's not me.
So he's claiming that
What?
the account is real. It just isn't him that did that.
Wait,
Now that's
what?
a little
How does
interesting
that's-
because I feel like it's probably just
Huh?
a fake account. Like I don't think there's anybody out there that actually did genuinely send $60,000 to Ruby Rose. If the account is real and that money did get sent to her, I have no doubt it's her own money that was sent to her from her team. Someone on her team made an account and just sent 60 grand
There's
of her
no
own
way.
money to her. And OnlyFans, of course, is going to take a cut, but I guess they were just going to chalk that up to a marketing expense. Like if the account is real and
marketing
it's not just a fake
expense?
Photoshop screenshot or anything, or a faked video, then that's probably what happened. There isn't actually someone there that sent the 60 grand since it's not him.
What's the next thing that's gonna happen? And then I did say we should like get some kind of tattoo going, like I'll get her name or something tattooed on me. I didn't think I was gonna get a portrait
Where's the portrait?
on the back of my leg.
Okay.
So now when that so
he's the one? So first he went from like, oh yeah, I was just gonna be your friend. oh, but then I was gonna be her OnlyFans fan. Oh, but then I was gonna be like her top spender. And now we're gonna make it even crazier, and I'm gonna tattoo her on the back of my leg. Oh, but just her name, right? No, her face.
First, I'm the top spender, and then it comes out to me being, I didn't know I was a Bitcoin billionaire, you know? I mean, I have some money, you know, but I'm not like, what do I think's a good price for the tattoo? Now, I was like saying 15 to 20K, you know?
Now, he really did get an authentic tattoo of Ruby
What
Rose's
the
face
fuck?
firmly planted on his body. Now, he said he asked the team for at least like 15 to 20 grand for it, and then he went on to say, like, he has some weird tattoos, so it wasn't that big of a deal to him. He even said, like, you know, down the line, if someone asks, he'll just say it was his ex-girlfriend or something. So, I'm assuming got paid for that tattoo. He then goes on to say that they never told him about the whole, like, crypto billionaire angle or anything like that. So,
What the
he went to a
fuck?
weed shop and someone brought it up, and then it started to hit him like, okay, this is kind of a big deal now. So, this is where the most important part comes up. To me,
Oh my God.
where it really sold me on
No
this
way.
being a genuine case of a porn addict, obsessed stalker that is sending unreal amounts of money to his fixation, Ruby Rose in this case. This
Oh my
is the most
God.
important piece of the puzzle. That true life episode
God, this is
with
so
Brandon
funny. I
in it,
can't.
the porn addiction episode.
But then also, you were on True Life, fucking porn addiction, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was? And then I looked into that afterwards, but so this
Were you on True Life porn addiction, or because
No.
I saw that too? I saw that,
that
there was
doesn't
like
look
a
like me, does it?
oh, that wasn't you at all. I saw the picture and I just assumed that it was. Wow,
Yeah.
is nothing real? Holy shit!
No, so I mean so
This is the part that is just actually
Huh? What do you mean?
impressive to me because I would have never expected it. So, what happened is after the Ruby Rose
What?
initial post with her top OnlyFans spender, there were some
What?
super sleuths online that were doing digging to try and find out more about this individual because at the time he was like a fucking cryptid. This billionaire, you know, wealthy porn addict that's sending all this money to Ruby Rose. This guy was up there with like fucking Slender Man, and people were trying to find out more about him. And then a post came and blew up that claimed that
course.
this person in the Ruby Rose photo, the #1 OnlyFans spender, is the same person from this True Life episode about porn addiction, and then showed a screenshot. And the guy in the screenshot from that episode, which is what aired in 2009, does look pretty similar to this guy here, if he was aged 14 years in
Yeah.
the future. And I went and I watched that goddamn episode, and I really did think that this was the same
He
individual.
he
But it
watched
turns
the
out it is
episode.
apparently not. So, what
But
this
you
means
never
is
know.
this team, Ruby Rose's team, planted that information there in order to sell the authenticity even further. This was one of the core components that convinced me that this was genuine, because you have this episode of a TV show from 2009. This isn't like a fake TV show or a fake
No
screenshot or anything.
way.
This was a real episode of a show from 2009 with someone with
No
a porn
fucking
addiction
way.
that does resemble this guy, who is now apparently donating so much money
Bro, this marketing team is the most five-head motherfucking marketing team I've ever seen in my life.
to this OnlyFans creator.
There is
It was so thorough. Like, how would they even find someone that looked like him from a show in 2009
Right?
about porn addiction? It is the perfect fucking fit.
That's
It was gonna be,
crazy.
you know, I didn't even know what was going on. And then I get the tattoo, and then it turns out to be I'm like some obsessive like stalker guy named Brandon, which was the guy on True Life,
What?
where he was addicted to porn. And
So
that's
his
why,
name
like, in
is
the
not
messages, it says
Brandon?
Brandon OnlyFan creep or some shit. I wake up, I see this post, and it's like the tattoo one, right? And then I'm like seeing all the text messages, and I'm like, I didn't even like read it. Like I seen some of it, and it seemed like it was
Oh.
really bad, so I like just turned my phone off.
I really can't express enough how much heavy lifting drawing that connection between this guy and that True Life episode from 2009
No,
did
but
for
this
this
poor
narrative.
man.
It really did make it so much more convincing.
That's
Because as
so
I mentioned in the
funny.
last video, those text messages are so over the top that it almost does feel satirical. But because I was working under the
hilarious.
impression that this was the same individual from the True Life episode,
What?
it really does track for someone with a mental illness like that, an obsession, a porn addiction. Like, it does check out. So it's... I'm still kind of stunned at the lengths they went to for this.
yeah.
Not because it's super hard to just, like, fake, you know, a story about, hey, my #1 OnlyFans subscriber, and then like a fake screenshot of how much money they sent, and then even just like a flurry of text messages, you could easily whip that up super quickly. But what is very hard to do is find something that is old and real, the True Life episode, and connect it to something that's happening
that's now. Yeah,
that is what makes it much more difficult. If that component with the True Life episode wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have fallen for this.
Yeah,
that was the biggest thing by far. So yeah, wanted to give you the update here because, boy, we've been had with this one. This was a very well put together fucking OnlyFans promotional stunt, I guess. The guy does go on to say that he felt that the whole thing was just getting really weird now. Like, it doesn't seem like he's super happy about how everything played out. He doesn't like being known as this obsessive porn addict weirdo that's, you know, enamored with Ruby Rose to an unhealthy degree or anything. So he doesn't seem really happy about any of it either. But I know who is happy. Ruby Rose and her whole team for this one. They're shaking each other's hands, popping champagne, and going fucking crazy together, I bet.
What?
So that's about it. So yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that was an insane video. What the fuck, Tat? What the heck? What the hecky heck? I cannot believe that that was fake. That was fake this entire time. This entire thing was fake. What? Nah, okay, we need to see if it's ever gonna get an update, because the fact that this man actually went out of his way to tattoo her on his fucking leg, I don't know, bro. I don't know, dude. Yeah, this entire thing is fishy. I don't even know if what I can believe anymore at this point.